Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 72 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Kalen.
Y'all ready for some football?
Football!
That was a direct copy of how it
Exactly.
It
And
was.
speaking of, Tyler isn't here for one of the most Tyler reasons possible.
Yes.
He went to go see Fiddler on the Roof, the musical.
on Super Bowl Sunday.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
On
What?
Super Bowl Sunday? Question mark.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
I would imagine he'd be the only person there.
No, it's him and whoever's in the matinee showing of this. Like
The
their
usher?
parents. Their parents.
So,
No, he's watching the Super Bowl back there on his little portable
on his
TV.
phone.
He's back on his phone streaming the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah.
so if I'm being honest, I wouldn't necessarily expect that the audience who's like super stoked to go and see Fiddler on the Roof is going to have
there's
a
no
big
overlap.
crossover with people who are like, oh shit, I got to get home and watch a Super Bowl.
Probably
Because
not.
But those
Patrons of the
commercials.
fine
So it
arts.
could theoretically
I'm just gonna watch
be
the
a
Sizzle Reel
fucking
tomorrow on
packed
YouTube.
show.
I mean, probably. I imagine. Yeah, you're exactly right. Everyone who's going to Fiddler on the Roof is probably not stoked to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I can't.
Who's even playing in the Super Bowl this year?
It's Kansas City and San Francisco.
The
Who
49ers.
gives a shit? Wow.
A lot of people give a shit.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the 49ers haven't been there in a long time.
49ers have been in victory poverty for a long time.
And the Chiefs haven't been there in 50 years.
God damn.
Chiefs and the 49ers. It's an old-timey game.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever. I
but
mean,
enough about football.
the only times that I've paid attention to the Super Bowl is when the Packers are in, because all my friends back home are.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah.
As someone who was raised to be a Cowboys fan, but is a major disappointment in that field.
Because you didn't want to be a racist.
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't had to care about the Super Bowl in a while because the Cowboys haven't been there.
What
All
about
right.
Warcraft 3 Reforged, Ryan?
Yes.
Oh man, I hear the UI is very terrible.
So I've said it before. I'll say it again. Pick an element of Warcraft 3 Reforged, and people are mad about it.
The start screen.
Probably.
They're mad about the UI, and bugs that existed in the original Warcraft 3 are still
Yeah,
present.
there's
in
so much
Reforged.
cleanup work they could have done and just
They-
didn't.
What?
Even though they talked about getting Christy Golden to rewrite the story.
Yeah, the all of the animation or animatics, the cutscenes and shit like that, they're all the same. They haven't done any updates whatsoever to it.
That's so funny.
So, like, essentially, basically what they did. So, many years ago, they kind of updated StarCraft 1
Yeah.
and Brood War and shit like that, where they made it real clear. This isn't a graphical update. This is just making it so it's, it's such an old game. We're making it so it's compatible with newer computers, and it's not going to have a lot of the networking options that it did, because most of those networking options are not used anymore. It's going to, and I think it may have had like BattleNet, integration and shit
it's
like
called
that.
BlizzApp now.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's gross.
Get your Blizzard for your Dizzard. Know what I'm saying?
So I like the point being that like I don't think they gave any illusion on that release as to
If they're
what they were
realistic about the expectations, then no one is going to get mad.
doing. Yeah, and I bought it and I was happy to.
Let's call this what it really is, though, is an excuse for Blizzard to rebrand Warcraft 3 in a way that gives them intellectual property rights over the custom maps people are making.
Right.
Because they're still butthurt about Dota.
Yeah.
Like, nothing about that has changed. There's probably still people at Blizzard right now who throw temper tantrums every day they remember Dota is a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
And
The
so like
tantrum room.
and then they also, you can no longer submit maps that are, that have any copyrighted materials. And that was one of the fucking most hilarious things about Warcraft 3 maps, is you could have like an anime Dota fighter where like Goku and Naruto scream bit crushed anime lines at each other and blow your headphones up.
Fun.
you know,
Really
like
suppressed fun.
I know.
so that's another thing is you talked about, you know, rebranding and so they could do the fucking, you know, all that. And with the re-release of StarCraft, they didn't name it anything new. It was just fucking StarCraft and Brood War. If I remember correctly, they didn't change the title. This is Warcraft 3 Reforged. Reforged to me says we did a whole bunch of shit to this game.
Yeah.
We did not.
Not
we
like-
put Reforged on the box.
Yeah.
Are there
we
any-
put Reforged on the box and then we ran our code through a bunch of, you know, testers for Windows 10.
Yeah, it still works.
Yeah.
It's just dot,
Right,
gives you a link to download
exactly,
DOS box.
That was the dev process.
Did they do
Right. They just
Did they do anything in the graphics at all?
no, dude. No.
And so now you have all of these fancy computers still running these models at like 10 to 15 frames per second.
And when did the original come out?
Oh, God.
2000. No. Yes. No.
I have no idea.
2000.
The futuristic
99.
year
All I know is
of
when I-
1999.
Memorial.
When I started playing it, it was already way old.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it came out in 2000.
I just remember seeing World of Warcraft stuff at Fry's Electronics when that was still a thing here.
Because it came out after Diablo 2. I was 16 when Diablo 2 came out.
I should say when Fry's Electronics was cool.
right.
Yeah.
So Reign of Chaos was 2002. Frozen Throne was 2003. So I don't even see when the base game came out because it's just telling me stuff about Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Reforged.
Salt in the wound.
Yeah. It's fucking terrible.
Wow. So they did absolutely nothing to make the experience better.
Right.
It was 2002. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Was
How
it still
shameless.
playable? Or like was...
Did they shut down service for the original now?
I don't know.
I wonder if
I
they
would
did that
expect
with
that they
Reforged.
probably
They
would have
probably
to.
did. Yeah. Which is, again,
2002
bullshit.
doesn't sound accurate because 2002 I was living in Wisconsin. It definitely came out before I moved to Wisconsin
says-
because I played it in Florida.
I could only read what the internet says to me.
But yeah, the whole, I mean, like I remember when they announced it and I was like, dude, I love Warcraft 3. I'm going to play the fuck out of this. And apparently they delivered nothing. And they're banning people from their forums for like,
Screeching.
yeah, basically.
Well, I mean, if there's ever a reason to screech.
I see you've gone with the Freddie Mercury.
I am frustrated.
See, I wanted to tape it to the side of my head so it could, look like a pilot. But oh man. Well,
So yeah, at this point,
in
like
3 months, there's going to be a giant several gig patch, for it.
Yeah.
That's just going to smooth it out a little bit. That's
Yeah.
going to be it.
honestly, at this point, I kind of hope that the fan base takes it and runs with it. Like, they're like, all right, you guys fucked up. You've shown us that you can't do shit. So I want to see someone just like the fan base would be significantly more capable of rebuilding that game completely from the ground up. And it would be more what people are looking for than what Blizzard has created.
Does Blizzard have any? Have they had any success as of late? Because all I can think of
Overwatch, yeah. It's
Okay,
just
I mean, but
Overwatch.
since then they've had people were freaked out about Diablo Mobile, and then they were pissed about the Hearthstone thing, and now this. Like people are just
They're
Yeah,
just
well, 'cause
collecting
they're-
cash
yeah,
on
they're-
Overwatch and
Overwatch 2.
so they don't
and
really give a
Hearthstone.
shit about the rest of this.
No,
Because it's Activision
course
Blizzard, right? Like, fuck it, it's Activision doing their thing.
yeah.
I actually was reading a little blurb about what they're doing with this Overwatch sequel, as far as like every week they're gonna not let people play as certain characters. Like, it's not gonna be random. It's just they're gonna try to keep it a little more balanced.
In Overwatch?
Yeah, by not letting people play as certain characters for like a week at a time or something like that.
That's
That's
weird.
what they did to fucking Heroes of the Storm when you didn't buy characters. Like, they'd give you some for free.
Oh, are you
But-
talking about they have a rotation? Like,
Yeah, they had a rotation.
But why would Overwatch have that? Is it not going to come with all the
Overwatch,
characters?
well, Overwatch is not a free game.
No, it's not.
That's shitty. That's really shitty. I paid for this game. Now this week I
made
can't play
this
that
and
character.
I can't be this person.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not surprised that Blizzard is just going to make bad decisions. That's all they do now.
Oh, it's fucking
Money.
ridiculous.
It's always money.
And
It's the
honestly,
same reason why Bethesda is also dead to
they
us.
were not this bad before the Activision merger.
When was that?
A long time.
Yeah, but Activision is a notoriously greedy company.
Yep.
And a lot of like that loot box stuff that was going on when they got rid of all those employees and the moment they fired all those people, they gave their CFO a $15 million bonus.
Yup.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yup. Just fucking great.
I was hoping that bad guys in the future would have more subtlety than like, 90s cartoon bad guys, like the Captain Planet bad guys.
And
Well, they don't have to because you can't
seriously-
do anything about it.
Yeah. Seriously, nowadays, and not just in gaming, everywhere, the bad guys may as well be twirling their fucking mustaches, going,
Stroking a cat.
and have like ridiculous names all of a sudden, like
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump or Scrooge
That
McDuck.
was already a word.
Donald Trump.
Mitch McConnell becomes Snidely Whiplash. Oh, man. All of it. And hey, Boris and Natasha. Oh my God. Yeah. Basically running the country right now. Fuck me. On lighter notes, Platinum Games. This is just a rumor, but there are some whispers that Platinum Games is planning on kickstarting Wonderful 101 for Switch and PS4.
I don't know what
I'm not
101
familiar
is.
with that.
Wonderful 101 was like Beautiful Joe style graphics, and it was, I can't even remember what the gameplay was, but it was a GameCube game, if I remember. A GameCube or Wii game.
Okay.
That was,
Are there prerequisites I have to take before I can take Wonderful 101?
I know, because it's a base level class, you fucking dummy.
yeah. Let me see.
I need to get into Remedial Wonderful, please.
Well, it took Wonderful 101 and they decided to hold me back.
My credits were not transferable.
What was this on?
Just trying to audit the class, guys.
It was the Wii U.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Huh.
I kind of forgot about
For
that.
some reason, I thought it was older than that.
What it was.
Yeah, because less than 5% of the people bought it.
Hey, I've got a Wii U over there.
I did too, and then it got stolen. Someone stole my fucking Wii U. Nobody wanted to buy one, but they sure would steal them.
But yeah, it's all, very Beautiful Joey in style and shit.
Well, that's a game I want them to bring back.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Henshin
with
a Go-Go, baby. You
that.
have to make the hand gesture, which he makes on the box, which as a teenager I tried so hard to be able to do, and now I'm just
Platinum Games.
You're so
That,
cool, dude.
I
That's
am.
Bayonetta
Yeah,
and Astral Chain.
Yeah. And apparently they're going to be. I feel like I remember them saying that they're going to be bringing Bayonetta 3 to more than just the Switch, but I could be wrong.
Bayonetta and Asshole Stain.
But yeah, Wonderful 101 came out in 2013. Players control a horde of superheroes from an isometric viewpoint and can turn them into various objects called Unite Morphs. As levels progress, players must explore each stage to find helpless citizens and recruit them to join their army of heroes. The more heroes gathered, the greater the special morph powers can be. So it's just one of those like weird, kitschy kind of things.
I'm not sold.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Well, if I just described to you Katamari Damacy, you would probably not be sold either.
Yeah,
I like rolling stuff into balls.
I like that.
The king of the cosmos gets drunk, knocks all the stars out of the sky, and you have to roll up garbage on Earth and turn them into stars.
That was a great pitch.
Yeah, I would buy that. Sold.
You should write the back of the box.
Oh man, that's the worst. I was at GameStop after like a follow up eye appointment. There happened to be a GameStop next to the eye doctor, and so I walk in there, and it's been like I've usually gone in with very specific things in mind for like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up or whatever, but I'm just kind of browsing for a while. Got to kill time.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like picking up boxes of games and just like actually looking at stuff for once, and I'm just The descriptions in the back of the box are either non-existent anymore, or it's just a sentence and then it tells you all this online shit.
Oh yeah,
Fucking annoying.
yep. And it's now it's clear that they're in most cases just reusing the packaging for multiple countries because it'll have like 5 languages on the back.
Yeah.
And I don't understand selling boxes with no game cartridge in them. Especially they do that on the Switch a lot, where it's just a download. You know?
Really?
Yeah, they sell a box that just as a download.
I thought the whole point of buying the box is to get the cartridge.
They don't have manuals. They apparently don't have shit on the back.
Yeah,
There were
have-
people straight
yeah,
up scamming and doing shit like that with Fortnite. Like selling a box that looked like it was a CD case for Fortnite, and it just had like a code for some V-Bucks in it.
Yeah, I know the Outer Worlds that's getting ready to be released on the Switch in March is a down. You can buy the box, but it's download.
Really?
What a
so they're
waste.
not putting it
Yeah,
on the
that doesn't
cartridge
make sense.
at
That
all.
is like one of the
That doesn't make
the
sense.
biggest follies of
Save the
our
fucking
capitalism
planet.
right there, dude.
Yeah.
Like let's just make some trash that doesn't even hold anything.
Like the whole point that I go out and buy the case is for the cartridge because I'm running out of space on the system. So
Correct.
I want to play off the cart instead. Even if the cart like has an additional download, it's not like PS4 and Xbox where it's basically installing everything that's on the disc to the hard drive. It's still playing some stuff off the cartridge because the cartridge is going to operate roughly as fast as the internal storage.
yep.
I miss old. We get to be old for a second because I really do miss manuals in the game box. I used to read those.
I miss manuals and like the last pages or the notes pages.
Yeah,
and
notes
shit.
pages, and they have like upcoming stuff or like on this new thing called the internet. You can buy merchandise from this game. And it's
Buy the
like,
Brady Games strategy
yeah,
guide.
yeah, Brady Games or Prima, and they always have like some weird crossover shit for the next thing they're doing. But my dad used to make me read the manuals for anything that they came with when I got them when I was a kid because he's like, you need to make sure you read this, make sure you understand what you've got,
Yeah, yeah.
And he was very much like, you're not gonna be one of these like, I'm a man, I don't read the instructions. He's like, because that's dumb. And I'm like, yeah. So now it sucks because I can't read the manual for the game like on the toilet before I play it. You know? That's what I used to
Ride
do.
home in the back of the car.
Yep,
you rip
yep.
that thing open. You're like,
I
I'm
mean,
just excited, you know.
yeah.
technically, you could just look up the digital manual.
It's not the
and read
same
it on your
thing.
cell
Okay,
phone while you
boomer.
poop.
You know what? All you kids out there spending your money on V-Bucks when you could be spending your money on EA Sports currency.
Says the guy who owns a Tomato Head action figure.
You could be spending your money on good books.
V-Good book. Oh.
That's on the marquee at a church right now.
V died. for
Christ
your
came
sins.
with a manual. It's called the Bible.
Tomato Head died for your sins. Which is because the only pose you can make the Tomato Head action figure do is being crucified pretty much.
T-pose.
Yeah, actually.
That's that. You know
The
what?
T-pose, it's propaganda.
Yep.
The T stands for tomato.
All right, so coming this Easter. The 12 stages of tomato.
But I used to love. I used to love buying a used copy of a game and seeing the notes that the previous kid who had owned that game had written into the back, the notes in the manual.
Yeah, and they used to include fun little stuff every now and then. Like the first WarioWare game had like stickers and stuff like that in the manual, which is really rad.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
because my PS2 memory card, it's still at my parents' house, has 9-volt on it. It's, a little 9-volt.
Blasphemy. Crossing brands.
I crossed the brands. Total
Um,
capitalistic reversal.
And
Cool.
back when manuals were a form of copyright protection, like with
The Monkey Island.
yeah, Monkey
Dial-A-Pirate.
Island and shit like that, you would have to in some of those old games, it would be like, in order to start it up,
Oh, there's a code.
you would
I
have
would
to. It would tell you to go to a certain page in the manual.
But it was
And
even
then-
better when they would drop that on you way late into the game
Yeah.
instead. Like you would get so close. And then it'd be like, well, please enter this code from your manual to continue playing the rest of the game. Or like the solution to a puzzle that you can't solve without like a hidden like key is in your book.
Did I put that thing?
Yeah.
And then
God damn it, Mom, you threw it away.
and then another fun thing along those lines was the old Leisure Suit Larry games, like the first Leisure Suit Larry, started with trivia questions that only someone over, a certain age would know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, who was president in 1960 something?
If only Leisure Suit Larry.
Because the internet didn't exist then.
Yeah.
I played it on in black and white on my grandpa's, Apple II or whatever. the fuck.
Yep. And then that series somehow got even worse.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it just kept going.
The one where you're like a relative of Larry while you're in college, and you have to do this weird speech mechanic that goes in time, and you have to like hit on people by hitting buttons at the right time.
Oh god,
Why? Make it. That's not.
Oh, that's that taiko
good.
drumming game, right?
Yeah. You can play with the DK bongos.
Reboot Leisure Suit Larry.
It was a funny, like the original like point and click adventure games were pretty fucking
Yeah,
funny.
they were
I
pretty
love
good.
them. I love them. Space Quest.
Space
I love
Quest
Space
is
Quest.
awesome.
Yeah. The leather goddesses of Phobos.
Yeah, I love the old point and click adventure games. I would love to see them kind of have more of a resurgence, and they kind of have.
I never actually played the new King's Quest when they released that.
Oh,
Which
I
is
forgot about
great.
that.
Okay, yeah, I heard it was really good. I just kind of dropped the ball on it and never bought it.
It is very good.
I think that the most recent point and click game that I got was Read Only Memories 2063
Oh yeah.
or something like that.
2064.
Yeah, which I love that game so much. It's so
Yeah.
good. It's mostly a lot of Snatcher love, and I wish they would hashtag port Snatcher.
Every time Snatcher comes up, Brooks has to do this.
Yep.
Yep. Just do it. And as see the previous episode.
statching.
Yeah. Scree.
Fuck, I'm trying to remember.
Meow.
Meow. I can't for the life of me remember what they were called, but there were a series of point and click games that were like very poor art and just really snarky, and you could tell that it was just like a group of friends, basically cracking jokes.
Oh, the Stanley Parable.
And that was how they made the script for the game. It was, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. I played it like over 10 years ago.
I don't think I've heard of this one.
And it was on Steam, and I'm gonna have to dig through my library because I definitely have it somewhere.
There was
but it was
this-
just it was actually very funny, but there was not a ton to it graphically, but it didn't really need it.
Yeah, it was about the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this crazy like computer game my dad came home with when I was like, I think I was like 18, and he got it at Target. He's like, "This looks really weird. Like, you should play it." It's called Missing Since January, and it was like a kind of point and click deal, but it had links to like fake web pages that were created for the game that are now defunct.
That's really
Love shit like that.
Yeah, so do I. This like super immersive thing, and it was like I have to solve this, like this person disappeared and this crazy serial killer is like a puzzle guy or something like that. Looking back now, the plot sounds stupid.
Sure.
But it was really creepy, and it would just like I would just get emailed like a Super 8 video clip that's like a snuff film, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching?
Jeez.
It was
rad.
creepy, and I wish that I could play it, but I can't anymore because those websites don't work.
Yeah.
I bet you could kind of make it work if you looked up something about that game. I bet people have preserved what's on those
Or
websites.
it's probably
for you
on
to use.
archive.org.
Yeah,
That could
something
be
like
it too. Yeah, that's something to
The
consider.
Wayback Machine.
So like your links in the game might not work, but you could make it work.
That's right, Mr. Peabody.
What's fun is text adventures are kind of seeing a little bit of a resurgence thanks
Yeah.
to an AI text adventure.
Oh, that thing is so fucking funny, dude.
Oh my God. So Oni's been doing a series of videos in this AI text adventure.
Okay.
And you can type in literally whatever you want.
Yep, I've used it a few times. It's a lot of
And
fun.
it will respond.
Somebody remind me of this later, so I make sure that I do this today.
Yeah. It's great. It is absolutely great. And like what it responds with is usually fucking perfect. And sometimes absolutely horrible. And every once in a while you'll kill it, but
Yeah, but for the most part, it's pretty good.
It's remarkable. It really is.
And it got taken down for a bit because when he was publishing those videos, everyone started doing it at the same time, and it overloaded. The server couldn't handle the load, and it just had to like kill itself. So then he was like, "Well, all of you should fucking donate since you blew up his server. Like, you want to play it so bad, give him some goddamn money."
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
it's like the text adventure that you dreamed of as a kid. Like it would reply to or respond to any.
Exactly.
Literally
like
anything.
you weren't under these constraints. You kind of do whatever.
Divide by 0.
Yeah, where it's not like, go north. It's like, you know what? I feel like going north, but first I'm going to hit this woman in the face, and then I'm going to run away west and, just describe whatever, and it'll run with it.
Oh, okay. I have been eaten by a grue.
Yeah. And honestly, considering it's an AI with the whole of the internet feeding its knowledge,
it's
more
it
powerful.
probably knows it.
I mean, we all remember
It's super racist. The
what was that?
Microsoft thing.
What was the bot that everyone could go chat with?
Smart
Cleverbot.
Child? Oh,
Cleverbot.
Yeah.
Cleverbot was very racist.
Oh, yeah.
Because 4chan got their hands on it.
Well, 'cause
And-
Cleverbot,
Doesn't take long.
and Cleverbot was a type of AI where once you tell it what something is, it knows what it is.
Yep.
So when you say, what do you think of X, and it doesn't know what it is, it's like, I don't know. So if someone says X is,
Gonna give
something
it to
racist,
you.
then the next time anyone asks it, what is X, it has that answer that has been fed to it directly.
Yep.
But it's only recognizing those patterns of defining and, and requesting, basically. Nice. Yeah, we used to have an AI chatbot in an IRC channel that I idled in like 20 years ago that worked on that exact principle. And it would, just kind of pay attention to what was going on in chat, and we could tell it to remember quotes, or we could tell it what something was. And we just had a bunch of in-jokes where, if some piece of shit rejoined the channel or something, it would, know who he was and say exactly what he, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But now with the way AI is today, it's kind of ridiculous.
It's super awesome. I love it.
Really ridiculous.
I can't wait to fuck around with this.
And actually, there's another one that's a fanfic writing AI. It's called
Yeah.
it's talktotransformer.com.
I just saw some AI Garfield comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Someone just wanted to draw like creepy Garfield art, and then all of a
A
sudden,
lumpy touch, yeah.
yeah, like Garfield got this huge.
Oh, dude, I
internet
love
resurgence.
the fucking creepy Garfield art.
Well,
We
they're-
covered it on the podcast.
Yeah. They're super awesome. It's just like it gave this overall like boost to Garfield's popularity.
Right.
The
He's a
cosmic
blank
horror.
canvas, Garfield. You can kind of.
Someone give me a prompt. Something that involves us.
Topless Robot and the Lake Adventure.
Well, I mean, so start a story, basically.
Start a story.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted like a title for it or not.
Nah.
One day at the underground lair of Topless Robot.
Complete text.
A soul still burns.
One day at the underground lair of Topless Robot, tumblers. It seems perfectly normal for the occasional frown to creep up on you. Strange, then, that a long-awaited Australian family game is rumored to include new characters in it, or that it will show a man kissing a man in a sexless shower. That's why we reached out to the developers to find out why the upcoming puzzler, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, features a lesbian kiss in its recently released latest update. Quote, "We are definitely very passionate about people being able to explore more of their own identity," creative director Edmund McMillan tells me over Skype. "We've got a lot of LGBT characters in the game. There's a queer character that you find who's on your boat during that's all it generated."
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah.
That was very strange.
Yeah. It's really weird that it decided to cling to Binding of Isaac.
I mean, maybe it quick referenced our most popular things online or something.
Right, you guys talk about that a lot.
We've talked. We played the. We have a whole video playing that board game, which was
Very good board game.
Yeah, we need to go back. All right, so this time I put, I've killed Tyler, said Brooks to the judge. I stabbed him 13 times with a shank. The words of Brooks, who reportedly has a history of depression, led to James Gullett being brought in for questioning. Gullett was charged with 1 count of murder, but was found not guilty by a jury. On August 10th, the judge dismissed the indictment, charging Gullett with the murder of Tyler. In addition to the murder charge, Gullett faced a plea deal that could have resulted in a sentence as low as 1 to 10 years in prison. Gullett's lawyers had submitted a letter from his psychologist who stated that Gullett did not have the mental capacity to be prosecuted for the murder of Tyler. Gullett remains in prison.
So why am I involved in this again?
I don't know. Apparently,
It says you stabbed him like 13 times,
Yeah,
and then
but-
someone else got sentenced.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about
So instead
right.
of like making up a story, basically takes like a fact or an article from the internet and kind of shoves it in there.
yeah, and
So
like
it was-
incorporates your thing in.
Does that say James Gullett? That's a
James Gullett.
That's probably a real person.
I'm gonna
I don't know
Google
who James
that
Gullett is.
right.
and see.
This is a weird turn for the
But I
podcast
do have a
today.
history of depression.
Well, apparently the top result is Dr. James R. Gullett, Houston gynecologist and obstetrician.
Nice.
Sweet. So what you're saying is that I killed Tyler and a gyno takes the fall for it. All right.
Well, here's Gullett's death.
He took
Man
the fall
convicted
for
in
it.
execution-style killing of LSU student.
It's not my name, is it?
No.
Dun dun dun.
All right. I don't.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Maybe it just recognized that there was a name there and reached out and to find a name.
Well, I
that
could see how,
hadn't provided it.
based on the language that it used, it did say Shank a bunch of times, and in the Shawshank Redemption, there is a person named Brooks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it. Yeah. I don't know.
Game Grumps used it to generate Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic.
as you do.
You know, when you've got a fanfic generator,
Ooh.
you do it.
Although Sonic doesn't need any help. It is
Yeah,
its own bad fanfic. at this point.
You know, I had a conversation about that with my mom this week because she was like, I was talking with her, I think yesterday. She was like, oh yeah, you know that Sonic the Hedgehog movie's coming out. I think I'm gonna go see it. It's like, are you gonna go see it? And I'm like, yeah, yes. And she was just like, it's like, it's like, oh, you don't think it's gonna be good, do you? And I was like, no. And then just in conversation, I was just like, yeah, like. If you ever look up your name plus the hedgehog on the internet, Mom, you're gonna find some very unsavory things.
Tyler Chan.
It's a power you should not give to the elderly Brooks.
She's not that old. She just turned 51.
Is that a thing? Like if you look up
yeah.
your own name?
It's like it'll show someone's drawing of like a fucking hedgehog for their own little shitty OC.
Oh,
Yeah, with a
And
cool
it's
name
always
like yours,
creepy, like-
you're probably not gonna find someone.
I used to draw a lot of Sonics, but I don't think I ever uploaded them.
Yeah, good. It's better that you didn't.
I know.
Me too.
That would haunt you still today.
There's a lot of things I'm glad I never.
On the
uploaded.
Archie Comics
There
website.
is not a Kalen the Hedgehog.
on the
It's because of his name.
try the echidna.
Yeah, you have to try the echidna now.
God damn it.
It's not an option. You have to do it. What do we got?
You would still be KTE though.
Sparks the Echidna.
No. Your name is too weird. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Nobody drew any fan art.
Until now.
It's your job now, internet.
And Kalen Reacts,
Tune in
European
next
fashion show. And it's the thumbnail is of a child on Fox 5, which is okay.
That's weird.
Cool.
That's weird. I know on the Archie Comics website back in the day when I was like, I think I was like 11 or 12 or so. They had like they had like a bunch of print off stuff back when a lot fan websites for stuff had like coloring pages, and shit like that. And when Archie had Sonic, for quite some time, it's some really dope like coloring pages. And I remember having just like a sheaf of the same ones, and there's always like a slight fuck up, and then I just throw it out and start the new one.
Again.
Never
Another one.
Never got it just right.
We're
Never
running
got
out of
it
black
just right.
ink.
Yeah. Oh, I do it at the doctor's office.
Yeah. So there were other things that I had on the notes. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sales are significantly beat EA's expectations,
So we'll probably see more single player games.
which would be fucking great.
Yes.
Yay.
I still need to get a hold of that game. I do want to play it.
It is pretty good. It is also pretty frustrating sometimes.
I have a bunch of really good games brand new games, and I've just been playing Diablo 3 all week.
That's all right. I've been playing the Knights of Pen and Paper 2 all week, so
It's pretty good. I've been playing Bloodstained.
Is that the segment of the podcast we're at
Yeah.
now?
yeah, might as well.
May
Might
as
as well. Here we go.
I mean, I have Jedi Fallen Order. I just got Control and Outer Worlds and all these games, and I've just been fucking.
Dude, Control is so fucking awesome.
I have
need
to-
get
I
back
have
on
to buy Control.
I've been
It's
wanting
amazing.
to play it for so long, and I just am just doing the same shit.
What is Control?
Control is
We've talked about this before.
Yeah,
Brooks.
where you play this chick who goes into, she's like investigating her brother's death.
She gets a magical gun
And,
it makes
yeah.
her God.
Yeah, she like.
I don't remember.
Well,
What-
there's the.
Did you guys talk about this the week I was gone?
Maybe. I don't know.
The one time.
But she, it's this government agency that's like a secret government agency. And so she gets their headquarters, and the director had killed himself with his service revolver. And the service revolver is a special weapon. And so whoever owns the service revolver is the director of this bureau.
Oh, this sounds a little more familiar.
And there's a bunch of weird shit going on, really cool architectural fucking, things, and
I don't like weird shit.
different artifacts, give you different powers and stuff like that. It's really cool.
I want to play it so bad, and I read about it for hours, and I own it, and I cannot bring myself to fucking play it. What is wrong?
No, I feel that.
Yes, you're stuck.
I
You're still
am.
playing Diablo 3. How long ago did that fucking come out?
2012.
Okay.
Well, I just bought it for over Christmas, so me and my little brother could play it, and then now I'm playing it without him because I'm weak.
I'm weak.
Today,
Wait.
I recorded. So I'm starting up a new series to upload to the YouTube channel called Kickstarted, and it's where I'll be covering, cool looking games that pop up on Kickstarter, and specifically visiting games that actually get released from being kickstarted. So a game that I kickstarted a few years ago came out last week called The Pedestrian, where you play the little stick figure on signs, on traffic signs and stuff.
Oh, that
And
sounds cool.
so it's a puzzle platformer where you'll go through a door on one of the signs, and then you'll come out, and there will be like 3 or 4 signs that you then have to arrange with their respective like entrance points and exit points in order to navigate to the exit. And it's a really, really cool concept that is extremely well executed.
All right.
And
Sounds dope.
Sounds pretty pedestrian to me.
I was waiting for it.
yeah.
At the moment I heard when he said the game title, I just heard you go, I was like, oh, when's the joke coming?
So that video will be coming out this week. And it's a very, very cool game that I highly recommend. Spoiler alert. But they kickstarted it in the beginning of 2017, and they had an estimated delivery at that time of June of 2017.
Oh, is it June already? They say when you're married in June, you'll always be a bride.
So I'm thinking about going back and no, it's not worth reacting
No,
to.
it's
Why
not.
are you guys
It's not.
reacting
I
to
don't.
it? Just don't react.
That's for the viewers.
Don't give it to him.
I was reacting to Kalen.
Hey, look, we lost a viewer. I'm doing well.
I am thinking about going back and revisiting Hyper Light Drifter because I had kickstarted that.
Oh, that game is so good.
And revisiting Castle Story because I had kickstarted that.
I hate that game.
Why?
I bought it and I hate it.
What do you hate about it?
I don't know. I hate it.
No, give us your hot take. You got to give us your hot take.
I hate it for intangible reasons. It's so slow, and there's this part where you're like sliding down this. Wait, no, I'm thinking.
You're thinking Cave Story.
I'm thinking Castle of Heart.
Castle Heart? Okay, I don't know
It's bad.
Castle Heart.
Castle Heart sucks.
Castle Story is like you control these weird amorphous
I'm sorry,
blobby...
Castle Story. I bet you're great.
You control these weird amorphous blobby dudes to build a castle, and they have to like it's basically like an RTS.
Okay.
And every night you get attacked by things, and you're building this castle on a floating island. And
It's like Dwarf Fortress without the autism.
yeah, it's fun,
Okay.
it's cute, you know. And there are games that I kickstarted that I'm still waiting for. Radio the Universe, which I kickstarted in 2013 or 2012.
What is that? That sounds familiar.
Kind of like a Zelda-ish style game.
You kickstarted it in 2012.
Yeah, and it's not out yet.
Have they been updating?
Yeah.
No, that's good.
It's one guy working on the game. So
The project is a vintage that has finally come to
Finally
full
aged.
blossom.
But no failed Kickstarter project will be as finely aged as Barkley 2.
Oh my god!
But no, this year, the guy who's doing Radio the Universe created an itch.io page for it so people could start buying it again because it's coming out this year. So he's actually finally at a point where, you know, the testers have had their run with it, and he's aiming to release it this year.
When you normally kickstart games, are you doing? Does the tier of like a donation appeal to you, or do you give like a certain amount, or do you do the minimum on all of them?
Now a tier donation appeals to me. It's like it used to be I could only afford to, you know, do like the game and that was it. So it's like, this looks like a game that I want. I'm fine with pre-ordering this game to help you guys develop something that looks promising.
But now that you're rich,
Now that I have a lot of money, it's like
Wealth untold.
like when with Dungeon Doors, which we, you know, played at Game On. And this is a card game, but like I went in at the $85 tier because I believed in what they were doing, and I like helping people out who are doing a thing. I like giving as much as I can to something that I believe in.
Right. Is there anything you've been super disappointed by?
No, actually.
Mighty Number 9.
I did not
We don't
kickstart
talk
Mighty
about Mighty Number 9 in this household.
I did not kickstart Mighty Number 9, but we can definitely look at it on Kickstarted and fucking tear it apart.
That sounds fun. I want to do one with you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
me and Brooks will come screech about Mighty Number 9. For sure.
Oh, we should play Mighty Number 9 for Mega Dan, bro.
We should.
I haven't beaten it. I didn't even beat the first level. I was just mad.
Bloodstained was a Kickstarted game. But I
hear it
was
can
not
finally
in
run
that
on
Kickstarter.
Switch now.
Yeah, yeah. I just bought it on Switch a couple of weeks ago, and it's actually running pretty well. Though I tried to start it up today because I also just bought Devil May Cry 1 on Switch.
Oh, wow.
And decided to jump back into Bloodstained. And in closing a game, playing another game, closing that game, and starting Bloodstained back up, that startup didn't happen. It just went to the Bloodstained logo and just stayed there.
Oof.
So I had to kill it and start it up again, and then it eventually loaded in. But I was like, ooh, no.
Yikes.
Hey, it just congealed, you know.
It had performance anxiety around.
The blood stain.
Speaking of the Switch, though, PlayStation recently sent out at least I think it was PlayStation who
Yeah,
sent
it's
it out.
PlayStation. It's survey.
Sent out a survey to see if people would be interested in PlayStation Remote Play on their Switch.
And
The answer is fucking yes.
well, obviously.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's so evil. I love it.
It's
Cutting
great.
Xbox
Like,
out of the loop.
well, and Xbox, it's going to force Xbox to take xCloud and bring it to the Switch sooner.
And that'd be so great because you wouldn't need a controller plugged in or anything. It's all
Yep.
fucking attached.
Yeah. So that would be awesome because if Xbox brings xCloud to the Switch, they'll have one up on PlayStation, and PlayStation will have to turn that remote play into PlayStation Now on the Switch. Because remote play is just being on the same network as your PlayStation 4 and playing your PlayStation 4 games that you own on your Switch. But PlayStation Now would be any of the games that they have in their PlayStation Now library because they've been doing game streaming for years.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is be signed to the service and have Wi-Fi. You don't have to be on the same network as your own PlayStation 4.
Exactly. So it would function more like how xCloud is now.
Yeah.
Or Stadia.
Yeah.
How's that
Well, as soon as Stadia decides to do more platforms. Right now, it still only works on Pixel phones. And this month's games were just announced for pro users, and it's Metro Exodus
Nice.
and Guilt, their one exclusive.
Nice. Finally.
Yeah. But people have been pissed because there haven't been a lot of games announced. Like, it's been someone did the math and posted on the subreddit for Stadia. It's been 69 days since the announcement of such and such or the release of such and such.
And they're all games that have been out for months or years on other platforms.
And Google just kind of shrugged. They're like, we leave all of the announcements up to the publishers, which is not really any different from any other game console.
Absolutely.
Like, you don't see PlayStation.
Sony isn't announcing the developers shit for them.
Right.
Yeah, you just find out about it via social media.
Yeah. So I think, we're still in beta on Stadia for sure. But
Beta.
I was going to do the same.
Almost said it.
Damn it.
It's just a rhyme. It's not even
But honestly, I'm still impressed with the way that it works for me, and I am bummed that I am not going to be spending this month playing Cyberpunk on it.
right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worth the wait.
It'll be worth the wait. It'll absolutely.
Is it going to launch consecutively on Stadia with all the rest of the platforms?
I believe that's the intent.
Wowzers.
All right.
And speaking of hyped games, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, everyone's super stoked for it,
Yes.
except for you.
Yeah.
I hate fun. My name is Ben.
No, I love fun. I
So-
hate waiting.
Right, and then you're going to get to the end of Midgard and then you're going to have to fucking wait
Yeah.
5 more years?
So,
To go with the theme
Every 7 years.
every 7 years.
like cicadas.
It's like Brigadoon, except for a video game.
So,
You got that one.
when I went to pre-order it months and months ago on Square Enix's site, it's like, out of stock. I'm like, God damn. Like, this shit must have gone real fast. And specifically, I had my eyes on that First Class Edition. Because that First Class Edition has a Play Arts Cloud with the Hardy Daytona, bike.
I've been eyeing that particular figure.
And
while now.
it looks real nice. Plus all the DLC, all the extra, books and shit like that. But it's $320.
I just want a cloud and a dress figure.
Right? Oh, man.
So the other day at work, I get an email from Square. It says, "In stock. This item is in stock," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I ran, immediately loaded it up, and I mean,
I thought you were gonna say ran. I was like, you're already at your computer. Where the fuck are you gonna go?
I ran so far away. And immediately pre-ordered that shit. So
Hell yeah. Oh.
it was expensive, but man,
When has that stopped you before,
I'm gonna have
Ryan?
that awesome fucking
It comes
figure.
out in March?
April.
April.
Yeah, it got bumped back to April.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it doesn't come with cool stuff.
Yeah.
Because, like, those Square Arts figures are not cheap.
Yep.
There's a reason why I only have, like, one of One of them, yeah, one of them. My Mega Man Zero is a Square Arts.
Yeah, they're very solid, very very solid figures. And I mean, Final Fantasy VII. I've got Cloud tattooed on me. Final Fantasy VII is the game that got me into RPGs. So it holds a real special place in my heart. And this remake is just going to be, it looks great. I'm very, very excited for it. So I don't feel too bad dropping that on something that means that much to me.
So when Final Fantasy VII first came out, my uncle pre-ordered it, and it came with a T-shirt. But
White T-shirt. Huh?
Yeah, it was a white T-shirt, and it had the logo, and on the back it had Cloud with the Buster Sword. And he gave it to my mom, and so before I knew what anything about that, she was just wearing that all the time. And then she got paint on it. She painted and stuff like that. And I was like, my mom is so cool. It's like a video game T-shirt. And then when I was old enough to be like, oh shit, you bitch. Where's that shirt? Where's that shirt at? I'm gonna hang on to that so I just have something cool. And she's like, oh, I threw it away. Because when I finally cared, that's when it was gone.
You had a limit break.
Yeah.
So
I turned into Vomit Zero and I just demolished my mom.
So with the Final Fantasy VII remake, there was a new trailer that just released. So we got to see Cloud in drag.
Yes.
Finally.
And
that's one of the best parts of the game. It's so fun.
It really is just
Not how I drew him in my journal, though.
I could hear it in your breath.
Finally. I risked Cloud in a dress. Years of waiting.
Foo, 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 foo.
Someone, of course, had to read.
Here we go.
Yeah, I saw some kickback about that. It's like they haven't played the original or something.
And oh man, I gotta find this tweet. It is
Some dumbass on the internet got mad about something. Oh my god!
What?
Find the tweet.
Destroy him.
It is.
He is your rival.
Why don't these SJWs put cross-dressers in my video game? It wasn't there before. I swear I've played it.
Right.
No, it wasn't anything that
You've definitely
ignorant.
played it, Wink.
So my response to what he said was, or what they said, I'm not going to assume their gender, is imagine feeling like you have to defend a fictional character's gender identity because you're so insecure about yourself like this. It must be exhausting to be so easily threatened by other people's fun and empowerment.
What the fuck?
And what...
So they were mad that Cloud was in drag because they hate women?
Probably.
So no,
hate
and it's not.
themselves.
It's
No, they
not.
hate cool swords
It's
and
not
hairdos.
that. It's not that they're mad that Cloud was in drag. This is the original tweet.
Just a disclaimer. Cloud is not gay. Cloud is not trans. The reason he has to cross-dress while being a male is for plot. Cloud shows romantic interest in the two females in game being Tifa and Aerith. There is zero sign of
Aerith.
him being gay or trans. The wake-up call, play the OG or fuck up.
So he's just a homophobe, pretty much. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. You said you didn't want to.
And then-
You said you didn't want to assume their gender, but I mean, come on. It's a dude.
I said that.
Yeah,
I
we
said
all know
that,
it.
So
A sad-
just in case he ever comes across this,
sad, lonely
he gets
dude.
pissed off.
Yeah. It's definitely a dude.
Another podcast.
Roll dice on it.
Another podcast fixed his tweet. WT Famicom, who follows us, said fixed it and marked out all the words, so it just reads, just a disclaimer, Cloud is gay. Cloud is in-game gay.
Yes, of course. YOC is canon now.
And what's even funnier is a lot of people are showing up in the replies, reminding him about the date that Barrett and Cloud go on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they go on a date.
And he's like,
It's not a date. They were having an emotional conversation alone together.
Too bad polishing the Buster Sword. No homophobic. No homo.
in a bar made for people who wear lots of leather and happen to be men.
and his Twitter profile says,
Future producer, Kingdom Hearts is an amazing franchise. Certified KH nerd. Kingdom Hearts 3 is amazing. A massive weeb. What more do you need to know?
That's the guy who made that tweet?
yeah.
So he doesn't know how gay he is.
Yeah. He doesn't realize. Instead, he just posts cringe online.
Deeply closeted KH superfan.
Like I said,
I'm not attracted to Goofy, I promise.
that's why I said, imagine feeling like you have to defend a fictional character's gender identity because you're so insecure about yourself.
Listen, internet.
Donald
I
Duck
like Goofy like a friend.
Donald Duck doesn't wear pants because he has too big of a dong. Because he's a man.
It's canon. He tucks it up into his shirt.
He's a dark man.
Here are links to my several pictures.
They're not gay, though. This is not gay porn. Okay?
Absolutely not. Look, it's anatomically correct. If he was,
This is a Disney diagram. It's canon. I got this from one of the
God.
original animators. I didn't draw it myself.
It's just the stupidest fucking shit.
I
man.
don't get why people care that much.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the game. Who
Yeah.
cares?
It's so inconsequential. You know, if people want to claim it, if trans folk want to claim Cloud, do it, dude.
Let them have it.
I am on board. I don't care. It doesn't change his plight in that game anymore. And never mind that, spoilers, Cloud is an empty vessel who's struggling with identity in that game.
Yeah, he's a husk.
And it was hard because the 32-bit graphics of the time, you couldn't see his erection under the dress.
Yeah, there wasn't.
You know, but if you go to my DeviantArt page, I could give you a pretty faithful recreation of what I suspect it should have looked like.
And I have
This is my insight into the mind's eye of the Japanese developers.
I have a cross reference with pictures of Goofy and Sora.
This is me reading between the lines and making headcanon.
If you reference the European manual, you will clearly find some language that could be construed that Cloud might like Goofy.
Never mind the fact that I read the French manual and I cannot speak French.
Google Translate said, Babblefish is for posers. Oh, man. Oh, I almost forgot. Today is Groundhog's Day.
It is. And go on.
Oh, yeah. Today's Groundhog's Day. This is the first time, or this is only the second time that Puxatawny Phil has predicted an early spring 2 years in a row. And today's palindrome.
Was it early spring last year? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
I mean, I don't think it was true. But
Right.
Punxsutawney
Well,
Phil
this year
acknowledges global warming.
This year,
Right.
it's definitely early spring.
yeah. Well, we say that, but it's going to be. We're getting into a cold snap this coming week.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
fuck.
We wait with like a freezing warning the next couple of nights.
Oh, wow.
Arizona. You
Yeah.
wacky bastard.
Yeah, it is 02/02/2020.
Yes, palindromes. We all should listen to Bob by Weird Al today.
No, thank you.
What about I Palindrome I by the They Might Be Giants?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And high five your relatives named Hannah.
It's ahead of Mom.
And
I man am Regal, a German am I.
And get in your race car.
and eat and pet taco cats.
Let me see.
That's a good place to end it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Madam, I'm Adam.
So I thought I would try something new this week.
Uh-oh.
I don't like change.
Wow. Cloud is clearly just wearing a dress because he's not gay. I don't like this change you're introducing.
So I thought that it could be fun to end this episode with by answering an Ask Reddit question.
I like where we're going with this.
So I have picked an Ask Reddit.
What's an ask credit?
Well,
It's the credit you get when you get an A on your test because you had sex with your professor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
Take it
So
sleazy.
the question for this week that I have chosen is: instead of being licensed to kill, James Bond is now licensed to mildly inconvenience. What sort of stuff does he pull?
Banana peels.
He pulls banana peels.
Well, he doesn't pull banana peels, but in
Drops him off the back of his.
I don't know, man.
his
You could
Yeah.
probably that he's got a banana peel button.
Yeah.
banana peel.
And it was always an Aston Martin. Thank you.
Oh, right.
His laser pen is actually just a laser pointer that he uses to blind people.
And he points it at airplanes.
His Rolex just shoots like a fart spread. Oh my.
His bow tie spins.
That's more whimsy than inconvenience.
Yeah, that's a good point. No. He's got a pen with the invisible ink that turns visible again, like like in Frame Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
His pistol shoots Nerf darts.
Instead of like a laser or a laser pointer, it doesn't get quite hot enough to hurt anyone, but it does get hot enough to like slightly raise the temperature of the food that someone's eating. So he can always make sure that the food that is on its way into your mouth is just hot enough to burn the roof of your mouth.
How's your hot dog?
Melts all your ice cream.
Instead of assassinating his targets, he does social media assassinations on them.
Hashtag cancel culture. Hashtag 007.
Yep.
You've just been Bond. Get
Well,
the Bond
so-
hammer.
I would let you know I found this tweet you made 10 years ago. Now you may have forgotten. But I didn't.
Let me think. There's got to be something like in the vein of what James Bond already does that could potentially be a plot point.
Yeah.
And it's got to be something ridiculous like
He gives every super spy woman he has slept with crabs.
Nice.
he's got a watch that like brings like the bars on everyone's network down a couple.
When he orders his martini shaken, he specifies the number of shakes.
13 full-figured shakes.
And if they do it wrong, he makes them start over.
Yeah.
If you bruise my drink and I find ice chips in it, I swear I will write a 1-star Yelp review.
Leaves bad Yelp reviews.
Trashes a casino.
Doesn't have booze. Sir, this is a Burger King.
Oh man.
That's good. I like that. We should keep doing this.
Yeah, I think from now on, we'll touch on the games that we've been playing and stuff when they're relevant and during the podcast proper. But we'll end with an Ask Credit question.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
An Ask Credit question.
Ask credit.
Ass credits. Gotta get all those ass credits.
I'm here for my ass credit, professor.
And on that note, thank you for watching and or listening, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Super Bowl football.
I'm taking off today at 3. Sometimes you have to sit if you want to make a stand. Hate to shit, taking liberties. Taking liberties.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again. Hey guys, if you liked the video, you should line?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.